South Beach, murder, man, my crew come to zoo. Every time I drop the top, the roof come too. Got no big homies, we know who runs who. Yeah, loudest nigga ever from the 2-1. Check it, Nike Tech, Bubble Coke, Kyrie, smoking dry weed. So much drugs in a nigga system, me B.I.V. Baddies on my body, all the hotties call me Poppy. Chop cheese from hobby, niggas still living high speed. I scoop all tender, I don't do dinner. Climb and vent a Lambo renter, stay high to the sinners. I told the niggas save a bread of no public defenders. We doing a lot of wicked shit, so don't you jump in this sprinter, nigga. Ain't on no funny shit, niggas die over money shit. About to spend on a childhood friend, my mom be on some other shit. They heard the murder up again, get time back to the government, cutting shit. A nigga walk the child with the oven mitts. They see me in the ski mask, they know I'm selling re-rap. Hit him in his kneecap, stomach bubble like wheatgrass. Niggas don't really know me, they just know that I'm moving. And I handle my business like the Soviet Union. We can go body for body, hottie for hottie, thotty for thotty, robbery for robbery, Rari for Rari, and homie for homie, lobby for lobby, nigga, choppy for choppy. We can go switch for switch or go lami for lami. I'm so bossy, call me Hugo, 80K on the Hublot. Cops pull me out the Tudo, I'm high as Pluto. Mommies love me like Menudo, already got it, you know. I get a bag of blue nose to do their party 2 shows. These niggas sweet as fruit codes, tour days 2 codes. I ain't never do those, the Celsius is too cold. You f***ing with that dudo, you never sip on Nuvo. I'm giving Nulos, you make a movie off me, you gon' need a new role. You just a bum in the pussy, that's why I call you puto. I got some foreigners out of town that chop it up just like a jitta judo. A body cam, I left and give you 7 like you Kuko. Next time they say with him, tell him you go. Next time they see you with me, tell him you go.
Shout out to my brother Murder, man. XL Pro, what's happening? Yeah. What up? It's your brother Virgil Berry, aka Stats with the Facts. And y'all know we here, Jack, on this Monday. Sitting up here on this Labor Day. I ain't doing yet. Chilling. My nigga Murder, man. You know what I'm talking about? I had to start the show off with that. Shout out to Fleet. Shout out to Murder. Shout out to goddamn it, why her name is goddamn it leaving my mind right now, man. Oh shit. Stat baby. Shout out to Stat baby. You know, I rock with It Is What It Is. You know what I'm saying? You know, I've been looking forward to when they coming back. Pause. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's a beautiful thing that Murder, you know, so he lost some weight. He done got him some veneers up in his grill. He done said he done changed his diet and been in the gym for the last 3 months, 4 months. So, you know what I'm saying? That's what's up, man. But, you know what I'm saying? To anybody who watches It Is What It Is and was thinking, and this is to you young dudes out there, right? If y'all was somehow thinking that Cam's the only one who was doing all the rapping and nah, man, y'all got to understand that Mace was out before Cam. We know about Cam because of Mace. Mace is one of the illest dudes. He's one of the nicest MCs to ever do it. He never got a chance to really make it to the level he could have made it because when it got to a certain level, he bowed out. He said, I'm done. You feel me? And back in the day, even me, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, we was on different time back then. I even clown Mace for doing that. You know what I'm saying? But as a man, I understand why he did what he did. It was the best decision he could ever made. So shout out to Murder for blazing y'all with that stupid, dumb, nice freestyle. You know what I'm talking about? Just to show you niggas, man, that niggas still got it, man. Listen, hear me tell y'all something, man. I'm saying this as an MC, wordsmith, barsman myself, right? When you talented in certain things, let's say specifically rap, right? When you have a certain talent and skill to be able to put words together in a creative way and to be entertaining when you perform it, say it, display it, that is a skill that you will have until the day you die. You will not lose that skill. You won't lose that. If anything, I would say as you get older and how we perceive time, the more experiences you have your wealth increase, hopefully, your intelligence and knowledge increases. I would like to say and think that the older you get, the nicer you get, right? The older you get as a rapper, as a lyricist, as a barsman, a wordsmith, when you think you get better as you get older, that's just my logic. That's why I look at it. And I know when it comes to me, like, my stuff is ever increasing, man. You know what I'm talking about? So, you know, I just don't see me ever not being nice. You know what I'm saying? Like, or stopping. Like, just because you 50, that don't mean you're not nice no more because you 50. Mace is 50. He 49, about to be 50. Cam, not too, Cam like 47, 48. These dudes is like about to be in their 50s, man. Meth is like 51, 52. He on like 6 new projects out right now. Meth is a featured artist on at least 6 different projects right now. And I dare say he got the nicest verse out of all them tracks. And he on albums with 38 Special. He on albums with Ransom. He on albums with all type of guys. So no, these white guys can go tour around the world until they 60 and 70 years old. Why can't our artists do it? Even our not so prominent main known ones, or ones who was at some height at some point in time and they backed away and doing their own thing. Yeah, LL still spitting. He just proved it to y'all. Like, when you nice, you don't lose that, man. And I think with this younger generation, man, because they haven't been exposed to music that is thought provoking, music that is challenging the status quo or has social commentary in it. All about drill, and all you singing ass, emotional ass dudes on records. And I'm saying that stuff is all well and good though, man, but I see why they did to the rap game specifically what they did to it. And now they're trying to convince us that somehow some other people helped us create it. Now, what do a Latino or a Jamaican or anybody from the Caribbean have to do? Who inspired Mace to spit like that? Wasn't nobody from Puerto Rico, ain't nobody from nowhere in Central South America or nowhere in the Caribbean, even where black folks is at. Who you think inspired Mace to be able to spit like that? How come no other rappers around the world spit on the level that us foundational black Americans do? None of y'all niggas is nicer than us. Nobody. When it comes to the rappers of all time, they all come from America and they're all black. Okay. Flat out. I just had to say that and start the show off just like that, man. You feel me? Because it actually pertains to the show we talking about. Right? And matter of fact, I'm about to just do this right. How can I do it real quick? Y'all can do it real quick. I'm about to upload this video to a YouTube short, right? It's a little short video. So it's not even a minute. I meant to do this. I meant to do this last night, but I was chilling and relaxing. But shout out to my brother Red Supreme TV1. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want to tap in and hear about real talk, y'all can tap over here with me at Real Talk for sure, because that's all we discuss over here. But also go tap in with my brother Red Supreme TV1, man. You feel me? Go tap in with my brother Mr. O. Go tap in with my brother Big E. Big E got his YouTube page popping now. Go tap in with my brother Big E and get his subscribers up. You feel me? Because my brother Red been talking about this just as much as I have, man. Saying he got a bigger platform than me, so you know what I'm saying? He touching more people than I am. You feel me? But it's a beautiful thing, right? You know what I'm saying? Because we all have our roles and our places that we have to do. You know what I'm saying? But over here at A Real Talk Podcast, we talk about the things that people don't talk about. We discuss the real. And we're going to get to the nitty gritty. I'm not saying that my brother Red don't, my brother Mr. O, or no Mr. E, or Big E don't, or anybody else, because they all do, but it's levels to this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, everybody, and this is why I rock with the people I rock with, because we're men. We all know our respective roles and what we do. Stay in our goddamn it lane. You hear me? So it's nothing but love and respect for all my brothers who tap in with me and not tap in, because I don't support a lot of people on YouTube, because not a lot of people on YouTube is worth supporting. Exactly, XL Pro. Balanced, all topics, right? And when you talk about a wide range of things like how I do over here, it confuses the unintelligent artificial intelligence. And when the unintelligent artificial intelligence gets confused, it goes back to base protocol operations, which means to ghost ban, shadow ban. Yeah. But we creeping on the come up over here at Real Talk Podcast. Listen here, man. And I don't, not to share too much of my business though, but with less than 1,000 subscribers and I'm almost there, I make pretty decent money on a monthly basis being monetized over here, y'all. For real, for real. I'm not going to discuss the particulars. Now, it's not nothing crazy to where I'm like, I can quit my job and I can sit back. No, because I'll be lying to y'all. But is it nice, substantial, residual, passive income? Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes. Right. It takes the place of like saying maybe having another job. Right. And one of these days I'm gonna do a show and I'm gonna break down to y'all how Google, YouTube, Alphabet has basically cornered the market in this form of media, social engineering, social media. Right. And explain to y'all why they allowed basically you would think from an outside looking in perspective that they kind of lowered their standards for people, but not. It was a very lucrative business move, and I'm gonna tell y'all why they did it. Right. But yeah, man, shout out to Flea, shout out to Murder. If any of y'all thought Mace was whack, if any of y'all thought he couldn't rap because he didn't rap, you crazy, right? Mace is a legendary MC, still alive to tell his story. I got hella respect for Mace. He's always been one of my top 20. He in my top 25 for sure. You feel me? It definitely does. And this is what I want y'all to understand about the unintelligent artificial intelligence. Consistency in a digital way, though, y'all got to understand that. Right? When I say consistent in the digital way, the way YouTube is designed and set up is to designed to make you quit for lots of reasons. And I'm going to break that down on the show one of these days for y'all, right? But meantime, in between time, you know what I'm talking about, same time, you know what I'm talking about, coming to a city near you, right? And if you think not, then you not really too good with thinking, especially if you live in a Democratic stronghold city like I do in Columbus, Ohio. Ohio as a state is a red state, but we do have blue districts, Cincinnati being one of them, Columbus being one of them, Toledo being one of them, Cleveland being one of them. Most smaller districts like Newark, Zanesville, Xenia, those are like the Republican conservative areas of Ohio. But the main strongholds, the most populous areas, Democratic ran cities. Right? So, of course, we're going to see this activity in your city, and we're definitely seeing it in Columbus and Cleveland and Cincinnati and Toledo. Those are the 4 largest cities in our state. Right? And if you go to either one of these cities, you will see a large population of immigrants, not just Latinos, mostly Latinos, but not all. Mixture. Columbus is a melting pot city, if ever it was. We got all types of Africans here. We got people from all over Central and South America here. We got people from Europe here, Asia, Cambodian, Laotian, Korean, Chinese, Filipino. One thing I don't see a lot of people here is a lot of British people or a lot of Russian people, right? And I'm going to show y'all this video, man. This got no news coverage or anything. Because they, man. And this is crazy because this was the night of my homeboy. Shout out to my brother Bucktown Al. He just had a showcase talent event at a venue, beautiful venue in our city, Savor. Definitely going to look into that place for some wine tastings. I just love my city, man. I just love it. We got a lot of Black-owned businesses in our city, and I'm starting to see we starting to work with each other. I see it slowly but surely happening. We getting on code, and we working with each other. We doing business with each other, and that's how it's supposed to be, man. Right? But what happened afterwards basically just had me in shock. You feel me? And I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm about to upload this short so I can show y'all this. Right? I just uploaded. Let's give it a couple seconds and we're gonna go over there to it. But I'm gonna bring this up on the screen for y'all, right? We got a nice amount of shows. I'm about to make some more pre-recorded videos. So I'm gonna lie, I've been slacking on the pre-recorded because I've just been doing other stuff behind the scenes, man, getting stuff together. But I'm about to get back up on my pre-recordeds, y'all. I got things I'm working out for y'all, man. We about to get the new studio popping, man. You know what I'm saying? We about to switch the whole demo up. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to be up on here on my Rest in the Essence to Kevin Samuels. We're going to be up here suited and booted. Every single show, we about to switch the whole format out. It's going to be beautiful, man. I'm about to do a big purge of content, and we're going to get the Patreon popping and all of that, man. You feel me? Y'all got us, and this is what I'm telling y'all, man. Let me come up for this, man, because I think a lot of people will get this misconstrued, man. This is a business. This is why I rock with my brother Red so much, because he understands this, man. Right? This YouTube is a business. This isn't for fucking fun. Let me tell y'all why it's business, because when we come on here as content creators, showing our face, putting ourselves at risk of scrutiny of a lot of things, we got skin in the game, and we consistently bring y'all content. Like my brother Red say, knowledge you don't get from college. Like I say, stuff the mainstream media just ain't gonna show you or talk to you about. Right? On top of promoting stuff like hold on real quick, y'all. On top of promoting our products, like this Donates wine from my brother King Els, we got the Art Vino coming too. What happened, man? My bro, my young bro from Chicago, what happened, Joe? You feel me? And we gonna cross advertise our products that we produce, like Donates wine, like Art Vino coming real soon, pushing for September 20. Hold on, what's the date? This is a tentative date, y'all, because I'm waiting for my next batch of wine to come off. Right? We're pushing for September 21st. Roughly 3 weeks from now, we'll have our first wine tasting event. Hopefully by next weekend on the 14th, I'll be able to really tell y'all something solid for sure. You feel me? If y'all look at some of my short videos, I didn't feel like really barbecuing yesterday because I just wanted to relax, but I went to Kroger. You know what I'm saying? I was looking for us. They're going to have some rib. All the rib eyes were gone. All the rib eyes were gone. And I don't like chuck steaks. They don't have enough marbleization in me for me. I like rib eyes. They ain't had no rib eyes, so I just got the bratwurst. And I wanted to get some beer brats, but they didn't have nothing but cheddar brats, so that's what I had to get. You feel me? I got the brats, poked the holes in them, and I braised them with this. Braised them with this. Y'all go look at the short video. I braised the brats with Don H. Pinot Noir which just brings a whole nother flavor to any meat paws of your choice. Pork, beef, chicken, even, I don't know about fish. But beef, pork, or chicken, especially beef and pork, but beef specifically. That's why I was going to get the ribeye. This Pinot Noir adds a flavor that's just, it's just phenomenal, man. You feel me? But it enhances the flavor of whatever protein you choose to use. And the brats just were, you know, just something simple, man. Brats with a cucumber salad. That's the type of stuff I'll be on, man. You feel me? And that's another part of moving into the studio, because we're about to switch the content and we're about to have the different scheduled shows and stick to this. I'm telling you, man. But anyway, right? Coming to a city near you. And if you think it ain't going to happen, something wrong with you. Right? Now, I was at my brother's show this Saturday. Right? And at the end of the night, when we were all leaving, what I noticed was there was a commotion going on at the building or the business, if you would. I'm gonna say, because it's all one building, it's all one mall, strip mall. So all the buildings are not so much connected, but connected as being adjacent towards each other in a plaza type situation. Right? And what I noticed was crazy, right? I'm about to show y'all. Just to let y'all know, this is in our city too. See, look, see, I'm gonna show y'all this real quick. See, yeah. What up? Nike boy, man. We got the cheddar brats going down. We got them braising in this old Don H Pinot Noir. A couple pats of butter in there. Once again, we're using this Chop House butter seasoning. You know what I'm saying? Along with some of this garlic Parmesan seasoning. We're going to let this thing reduce and cook down. You hear me? Until that Pinot Noir evaporate and reduce. Ooh, it's going to be good. I'm telling you, man. Shout out to my brother King Els for the Don H Pinot Noir. This is good cooking wine right here, man. You can drink it too. Tap in, walk with us. You did. Tap in, walk with us, man. But last night, Saturday night, this transpired. The Mexicans are in my city. Look, y'all. And I apologize. Listen, I had to do this too because somebody had to say this to me. Listen, y'all. I was buzzing and I was drunk that night. You hear me? High and drunk. You feel me? In very good spirit, very good, feeling good because, it was a beautiful event. So I'm going to say I apologize for saying Mexicans because I don't know if these were just Mexicans. Somebody brought that to my attention. So I want y'all to know I said Mexicans because I was drunk and high, and plus those are the highest number of illegals coming into our country, specifically in Columbus, Ohio. But I didn't know if that could have been Venezuelans, Mexicans, a combination of the two. They could have been from anywhere. So, I wanted to just say I apologize if I should have said Latino. Somebody brought that to my attention, and I'm not above being corrected or somebody brings something to my awareness and me being like, oh, that's my bad, because I don't intentionally mean to offend anybody, right? You got to be civil at times, you know what I'm talking about? So I'm saying Mexicans, but, Latinos, but, Mexicans. It is what it is, Jack. Tap in. Look, the Mexicans are in our city, Columbus. Look, this look like this is a raid, or I don't know what's going on over here, but look at all these Mexicans, though.
It's at a daycare center.
They all pouring out of this building. Look at all these Mexicans over here. We up here at my brother Al's event. So over here at the Savoy. That's where we just come from. But right down the way, it's this situation going on. It's the fire engine out here with no sirens, it's the lights. We got a lot of Mexicans look like illegals. Allegedly, I'm not gonna say they are. I don't know if they are or they're not, but I mean, look at it. It definitely looks like it. Right? Let me tell y'all something, man. And that just was what I got on camera. It was like at least 40 to 50 of these people pouring out of this building. I started filming once I noticed, we're like, whoa, hold on, it's a lot of people over there. But as I was coming out, it was just people just filing out of that building. It had to be at least 40 to 50 what looked like illegals all piled up in this. Now, see, back in the day, this building used to be called a spot called Corn-Fed Reds. It was a pool hall. Dope. They had good food in there, good drinks in there. We used to go up there and hang out. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, that's one of the last spots I went to and hung out with one of my friends of mine, you know, one of my ladies, man. You know, one of my ladies that's very, very beautiful. Even right now, she's still beautiful. I ain't gonna say her name or nothing like that though, but the last right before I got locked up, we went to Corn-Fed Reds and had some drinks and got some wings and stuff. It was kicking up. And I just was telling her, like, yeah, man, I'm about to have to go to the joint, man. I gotta go do like 6.5 years. And she was like, she's like, damn, I ain't gonna get into that conversation though, but that's the last time when I went to Corn-Fed Reds. So in 2009, this spot was still open. It was Corn-Fed Reds in 2009. Here it is, 2024. 15 years later, it's a whole different situation. It's a banquet hall. It's a daycare next to it. The whole building that used to be the pool hall is now a banquet hall, and the other half of it they turned into a daycare, or what looks like a daycare. But when we left out of the venue Saturday evening, I noticed there was a fire truck out there. And the only reason why I said INS truck because it was the only reason why I said illegals because it was INS agents out there. So I mean, I'm not. That's why I said I don't know for sure, but the INS was out there along with that fire truck. It wasn't no siren, so wasn't nothing on fire. They wasn't spraying no water or nothing like that. It wasn't no smoke coming out the building. This was a fire code violation of too many people in one building, and somehow somebody got word of it. And man, listen. When I walked out of the Savoy is on at the other end of the strip. We walking out, going to our cars. Beautiful event. Shout out to my brother Al. Beautiful event. Shout out to Weeze. Shout out to Lord Luke. I can't remember the other young lady's name, but shout out to them. It was beautiful performance, y'all. Beautiful performance. Only thing I would say is that I got lots of video, but I'm not going to post it because the audio was just not good, y'all. It wasn't. And no disrespect, but the audio wasn't good. So I didn't want to, because it wouldn't sound right. You feel me? But it was still a beautiful, beautiful show. Lots of talent in the city of Columbus, Ohio. But we leaving the situation, look to the left, you see like, what I'm talking, it had to be 40 or 50. LP was hiding, man. On my fault, Uncle Diggity, I ain't see you, bro. What's happening, bro? Uncle Diggity in the building, Lance Parker, my brother LP in the building, Mr. O in the building, XL Pro. Where my homie OG at, man? He must be getting his rest, man. You know, it's the day off. All of us got the day off. I mean, well, most of us. Preferably, I would have rather just went to work today, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, whatever. I'm still making some money regardless, so it ain't nothing. But, and I'm telling y'all, and this is just at the point where I started filming y'all. When I first came out and I realized what was going on, it was a stream of like 40 to 50 people that just poured out of this building. That's what caught my attention. I said, damn, that's a lot of people. And I looked and I said, oh, INS. I said, oh, shit. Fire truck, no sirens, but no smoke, no fire. I'm like, what the fuck? And it took me a second to register, like, oh, shit. Like, I pulled my phone out like, oh, Lord. So, yes, the illegals are definitely here in my city, especially in the area where I live. I live in an area that's on the border of Columbus, and it's a area in our city called Whitehall. And Whitehall is basically being over flooded with mostly Mexican illegals. And you can, I mean, people say, how you know you can tell. They don't speak English. You can just look at them and tell, right? You can look at these people and tell. When you start seeing these carts pop up we start seeing Mexican food trucks popping up everywhere. I don't know why y'all think this is just going on in Chicago and New York and LA. No, it's going on anywhere it's a Democratic city stronghold. You start seeing all these food carts. They ain't got no license for that. Right now, around the corner from where I live at right now on Main Street, there's at least 4 different cartels between where I live, which is on a street, which is where I live, and fucking not even getting to McNaughton Road, man, but just between here and let's just say Fountain Lane. It's 4 different Mexican trucks. I've eaten at all 4 of them. All good too. When I go to the gas station on the corner of the street, mama, they're in the store. I mean, look at them and tell. You can tell. You can tell they don't speak English at all. They all working in some type of construction or yard work or something like that. Painting and stuff like that. So as the numbers increase from Central and South America, especially from countries like Venezuela, which we're going to discuss today, you're going to start seeing more of these people in our cities as well. What you think going to happen when LA, which is already overran, Chicago, which is soon to be New York, where you think all these people are going to be sent to when it gets too much in the huge populous areas like Chicago, LA, and New York? Now, mind you, Columbus is the 14th largest city in America. I don't know if y'all knew that or not. But yeah, we're the 14th largest populous city in America. And for people in Ohio to think that we got 4 of the largest cities in our country, think we ain't going to be getting these illegals in our, man, y'all crazy. All right? Now, it ain't got to the point to where they're doing crime, right? But I'm going to tell you what, this wasn't on the news. This right here was not on the news yesterday or today. Well, as of yet, anyway. Right? And I just wanted to show y'all that, just to show y'all that this is actually happening. It ain't happening just New York, Chicago, and LA. It's happening everywhere, even in my city. All right? Let me show y'all one more time, man. The Mexicans are in my city. Look, y'all. Give them out there, man. There's the people pouring out of that building right there, y'all. This look like this is a raid, or I don't know what's going on over here, but look at all these Mexicans, though.
It's at a daycare center.
Look, y'all, what's going on? They had them all lined up down here, down along against the building. Look at all these Mexicans over here. We up here at my brother Al's event. You know, so over here at the Savor. You know, that's where we just come from. But right down the way, it's this situation going on. It's the fire engine out here with no sirens, it's the lights. We got a lot of Mexicans look like illegals. Allegedly, I'm not going to say they are. I don't know if they are or not, but I mean, it definitely looks like it. The Mexicans are in my city. Look, y'all. Look. The Mexicans are in our city, Columbus. Look. This look like this is a raid, or I don't know what's going on over here, but look at all these. All right. So I just wanted to show y'all that, man. This is definitely happening, man. You know, it's not a game. It's not make believe. No, they're coming to a city near you. Now we all are aware of what's going on in Aurora. Shout out to all our people who is talking about this. Shout out to everybody who's taking a break from the regular rigmarole, talking about stuff that people really don't even know about for real, qualified to speak on and talk about some real stuff, man. Something that actually matters. Something that actually is of importance and significance. Right? To anybody who don't know, right? If you ain't hip, right? If you've been under a rock, let's say, because this is making global news right here, right? If for some reason you haven't heard about what's going on in Aurora, Colorado, And I'm glad how my brother Red broke that down. Aurora is not Denver. Just like Reynoldsburg is not Columbus. You might be right outside of Denver, but it is not Denver. Just like Reynoldsburg is not in Columbus, but it's right outside of Columbus. They got their own police and everything. You feel me? They're their own city. All right? But out here in Aurora, Colorado, we got Venezuelan gangs or criminals from Venezuelan gangs have now permeated the shores of America, right? And if you don't know by now, Venezuelan gangs that sit up here and went to Aurora, Colorado, where they've been sent, and now they're over here taking over apartment buildings, just like they do in Venezuela and goddamn Brazil and Argentina and and Bolivia, Colombia, anywhere else in South America that is just ran by the drug lords and criminal intelligence organizations like the CIA. Look at this, man. This is if y'all, we done seen it, but we watching it again.
In Aurora.
Listen here, ain't nobody gonna break it down like me. Everybody breaks it down like how they break it down, but ain't nobody gonna break this down like me. We gonna get to where it's really stemming from. Now, I've been telling y'all about this stuff for a long time, man. And here it is happening. I told y'all, and everybody that's happened with me from off of Facebook, and that's all. I'm going to tell y'all since 2018, 17, 18, that they're going to start using these illegals as shock troops. I keep telling y'all the race war that they tried to start and ignite between us and white folks, it didn't work. Although we're separated as we are amongst black folks, white folks, black Americans, white Americans, right? We have reached a level of interaction with each other to where we see through the BS and we realize how we've been played against each other. Some of us, not all of us, but some of us. But it's a nice amount of us who realize that we can agree to disagree. At the end of the day, we're still Americans. Now, whether you're a white American or a black American, you're American. And I think we got to a level to where on a wide scale, us have, as a collective, have noticed that, of course, we still got our extreme on both ends. Of course, you have our white bigots and you have our black bigots, for sure. But even at that level, we have got to a degree to where we can interact with each other and put our differences to the side and realize what's best for us as a whole, as Americans. Because whether you white or black, this stuff right here is affecting you as an American, no matter what your skin color, no matter if you are white or black. We have a common goal. We have a common interest here. We have a common, so to speak. I don't even want to say the word. We have a common an adversary. How about that? We have common adversary. Exactly, Lance Parker. All by design. They're going to, listen, the race war didn't work, y'all. They thought we were about to be wilding with all the cops killing blacks, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Tyreek Nichols, Tyreek King, and all the people who done got bodied, Sandra Bland, right? Mike Brown, Philando Castile in Cincinnati, right? Casey Goodson Jr. in my city. I can't think of the other brother who was bodied by the police in my city. All this stuff that happened, right? Ahmaud Arbery. All this stuff that they done try to get to ignite a race war between blacks and whites. It didn't work. It didn't work. And they tried to make this happen while Trump was in office. So it could be the blame on him. But what did Trump do? He stepped up the game. And we all realized how we were being duped and manipulated and try to go against each other, not realize, and we've realized that our common adversary is our very own government. And I'm glad to start seeing black brothers and white brothers and black brothers, black brothers and sisters and white brothers and sisters starting to realize that stuff. This is why we do what we do on YouTube, guys like me. Right? I'm still for my people. Don't get me wrong. I'm still for my people, man. But, man, it's bigger than just us, man. Right? This thing that's coming into our country right now, this is way bigger than race issues because they're using race to get rid of race. I'm going to repeat that, y'all. They're using race to get rid of race because in this new society and structure that's coming in, it don't gonna matter what why you think they're getting rid of the idea of nationalism. They're using race to destroy race. Just like they're using journalism to destroy journalism. They're using freedom of speech to destroy freedom of speech. They're using freedom of expression to destroy freedom of expression. Y'all got to see this stuff, man. And with these illegals coming up here like this, causing havoc, all trained by intelligence agencies from right here in America, across the world. Y'all remember the whole 70s and 80s was nothing but the American government going to Central and South America, basically taking over all the land where the dope is made. Think of movies like Contra. Think of movies, video games like Contra. Think of movies like Commando, featuring Arnold Schwarzenegger. Think of movies like Alien, or should I say Predator. I'm saying what I'm saying to say that think about the situations with economics in Central and South America, these governments. Chile, Brazil, Argentina, Bolivia, Ecuador, Colombia, Venezuela, Costa Rica, Panama. And as a result of 40 to 50 years of constant perpetual war, corrupt governments, these people have been indoctrinated to be guerrilla warriors. Criminals, gang members, gang leaders, organized crime. They have been indoctrinated and have downloaded skills and tactics. Y'all understand what I'm saying? From interacting with intelligence agencies, man, that cause these fake ass proxy wars amongst the different factions in these countries. Countries like Panama, Costa Rica, El Salvador, right? Then on down to Venezuela, Chile, Colombia, Bolivia, Ecuador, Brazil, Argentina, all them South American countries. Guyana. Think about the cocaine wars, where most of the world's cocaine was produced, Central and South America. So they come from war-torn, impoverished governments, countries, where they literally 80+% of the people in these countries live under the poverty line. I'm talking about no running water, no plumbing. Just some of these cities and countries in Central and South America are just now within the past 20 years or so getting electric, plumbing. Y'all see how they live in Central and South America, man? Y'all see how they live in Aragua, Venezuela, where all of these gangs is coming from that's terrorizing our country right now? Let me pull up something for y'all real quick. All right. All right, this is a picture of how they living down there. Let me put this up on the screen. Yeah. They living on top of each other down there in Aragua too, in Venezuela. All right. They living in UN Agenda 2030, stack 'em, pack. Y'all hear me when I talk about stack 'em, pack 'em housing? They got them stacked on top of each other. You might see this picture and say, well, it look nice. No. They live in a beautiful country, though, but it's a beautiful war-torn country. An economically stripping country. All right? They got them living on top of each other down there in Aragua, too. What I showed y'all was a nice area of Aragua where it's still stacked on top of each other. They got favelas down there in Aragua, too. They got them stacked and packed on top of each other down there in Aragua. Do you think you'd be forced to live like that, man? All right? It's crazy, man. This is wild. This is happening in our country, man. And if you think for 2 seconds our government couldn't prevent this stuff, something wrong with you, man. This stuff is being allowed to happen, man. It's being made to happen for lots of reasons, man. Yeah, man, XL Pro, Lego block building, stack 'em, pack 'em housing, man. Remember when I'll be talking to y'all about assigned housing. Pay attention to all the residential buildings or to all the construction going on in your city. Wherever you from, pay attention. If you notice all the construction going down in the downtown metropolitan area surrounding downtown, it's all residential. 30, 40, 50 story buildings, all residential. And I know if it's going on in my city, it's definitely going on in your city. Let's go, man.
Be carrying rifles and handguns, and the video shot earlier this.
Like, where they getting these guns from? That's a fact, Dan Patrick. That's a fact. The true ghetto, the true meaning of ghetto. We listen, and don't get me wrong, because I'm not saying we're more trauma. I'm not saying here comparing our plight to others like it's a competition or something. But listen here, we have areas in our country that are extremely impoverished, but none of them compared to the extremely impoverished of a country like Venezuela. You got impoverished areas in our country that got buildings with no running water, not because they don't have running water, but because the bill just ain't been paid. Down there in Venezuela, in Aragua, where most of these people are coming from, they don't have running water, period, in some areas at all. No plumbing, no electricity, no police. Let's go.
This month, one of the men can be seen talking on a cell phone. They all then gather around a door and go in. Another video clip shows men forcing a door open. But what or who they were searching for, not clear. The video was shot in the building where Cindy and Edward Romero lived until today. They loaded up their stuff and moved out.
It's been a nightmare, and I can't wait to get out of here.
This is how Cindy used to lock her front door.
Every day when we come home, we have to do this. Every time we go outside to take out the garbage.
Now notice, man, and I'm glad my brother Red pointed this out. Notice that when we see this is happening to white folks, they ain't coming to our neighborhood on that bullshit. Now, when I say that, I'm not saying that it ain't no smoke, it ain't no funk happening between them and when they're us and the ones that are being put into our neighborhoods in like Chicago. Because as y'all see, as I'm about to show y'all here in a second, they got old boy up out of there. You know, we about to get to it. But this right here, running up in people's buildings, it's just now starting to happen. It's been happening in Aurora. This ain't nothing new. They ain't showing us this story of Aurora and it just happened today. No, this been going on in Aurora. It's just reached its pinnacle. It's reached its zenith, and it has gotten so blatant that now they have to talk about it publicly before it gets something crazy happening. So now we're aware of it. But this been going on in Aurora for at least 6 months to a year. We just now finding out about it a couple of days ago. It did? Man, y'all know how YouTube is, man. That's why I'm working on a new website. Right? Right? Yeah, but and listen, Dan Patrick, listen. And I'm glad that you said that, because that's going to bring me to where, if y'all rock with me, y'all know where this is about to lead to at the end of this show, right? And that's what I'm saying, y'all. We got to remain vigilant. I'm not telling nobody to not protect yourself, your property, your family. If you have to, I would never tell you that. I would never tell you to not do that. You do whatever you feel is necessary to protect yourself, your family, and your property. Oh, gee, what happened? I talked my brother up. Right? You protect your family and your property and your life as however you see fit to do so. Right? Who am I to tell you to what to do and what not to do? But understand, when we have certain conversations and we use a certain language, y'all, understand what guidelines that stuff is falling under. And they got this stuff all laid out. It's all mapped out. Hold on real quick, y'all. You know, so I'll be having to sit up there and tell people, man, we live. It's not only a physical warfare; it's a spiritual warfare going on, man. We gotta be spiritually fortified just as much as we gotta be physically fortified and mentally fortified. You dig? Yes, protect yourself at all times, XL Pro, man. Be vigilant. I ain't gonna tell you stay dangerous. You feel me? I'll let the motherfuck niggas tell you stay dangerous. I'm gonna tell you stay vigilant. You hear me? Stay ready so you ain't gotta get ready, man. Keep your head on the swivel. You dig? Watch your back and your front and your side and your top and your bottom. Pause. Because you just don't know. You never know. You might have to get up and go. That's why you gotta stay in the gym. That's why you gotta drink at least a gallon of this a day. You feel me? You gotta start your day off right with some fruit and some vegetables, man. You know? But this is happening in white areas. It has been majorly, but now it's starting to seep over into our area. It was only going to be a matter of time before the criminal element of these societies down in Central South America, specifically Venezuela, it was only going to be a matter of time before we start seeing this when they get in their hundreds of thousands of population. It's only going to be a matter of time before we start seeing this. When you start seeing them food carts, when you start seeing graffiti on the wall, you start seeing the young youth groups and cliques of these people hanging out in certain areas, like how I've been seeing in my area. They're hanging out at the corner store. They're hanging out in front of the little Mexican food truck right there. I see them at Kroger, hella deep at Kroger all day. All the little jobs around here got non-English speaking, what look like Mexican illegals working in the store, all around where I live at. They don't speak a lick of English at all. And it's not just Mexicans, though. It's not just Latinos. It's Africans, too. Y'all better understand what's going on, man. Let's go, man.
Every time we try to go to bed at night, we have to keep it like this so nobody can kick in the door.
The couple's car and many others here were riddled with bullets after a shootout at the complex earlier this month. The Romeros say the trouble started when a large number of migrants began moving in. They had not been able to move out for different reasons.
We couldn't get any. We tried reaching out to the resources, but they told us since it wasn't actually a condemned building, we would have to wait until that was the issue, but we didn't want to wait for that. So the only help I got was after talking to you.
We showed Councilmember Danielle Jurinsky the video. Today, she helped the couple move out and find a new place to live.
The city nonprofits have lined up to help the migrants that have come here, but nobody is helping.
Stop calling them migrants. They are not migrants. They are illegal immigrants. They're immigrant. They're not migrant. They're immigrant. This is why I do what I do, y'all. Right? Right? This is why I do what I do, man. This is why I do what I do, man. Let's just get this out the way real quick. You know? This is why I say sense isn't all that common, right? A migrant is a person who moves away from his or her place of usual residence, whether within a country or across an international border, temporarily or permanently, and for a variety of reasons, right? Right? A person who comes to live permanently in a foreign country. See, that's the difference between an immigrant and a migrant. A migrant moves from place to place, either temporarily or permanently. But an immigrant specifically moves from one place to one place forever, permanently. They're not coming back to their place of origin, nor do they intend to. Now, when we add an illegal immigrant, it's people who come from another country that plan on staying in this country and don't ever plan on leaving, and yet they're crossing the border illegally, unlawfully, criminally, because it is against the law to cross into our borders unannounced, undocumented. That is a crime. That is a federal crime. It definitely is. Right? So don't confuse migrant workers with illegal immigrants. They're not the same, but they're giving illegal immigrants rights as citizens. but ain't got nothing for us in America. And I ain't even talking about specifically us black people. I'm talking about us poor people in general. Contrary to popular opinions in America, the most poor population in this country is white people. The majority of people on welfare and government or state assistance is white people. The most people on food stamps or EBT are white people. So when we talk about poor, it's just this the number of us blacks isn't as much as the whites. So on a per capita basis, it affects us marginally more. Y'all got to understand these numbers, man. A lot of y'all don't be understanding how the numbers correlate and why they correlate in the way they do. Now, let me go back to this video, man. Hey, man, smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, man. You know, we got Venezuelan gangs being filtered into our cities to disrupt every process that makes a society run functionally and properly. Right, let's go.
The American citizens, the residents that are trapped in these apartment complexes.
The Romeros tell us others living here have been asking when they'd be moving out.
And this isn't just Americans. This is other Venezuelans that are living under this control, that are being extorted by the control of this gang.
While we were on the property today, even before we left, we were told other people were moving in and taking over the Romeros unit. We got a statement from the mayor's office this afternoon telling us that so far there are no code enforcement actions that will be taking place at this complex. The mayor's office also telling us that the Aurora Police Department was able to see this video earlier in the investigation. And today, Danielle Jurinsky, the council member, telling us that she's also helped another person move out of this complex. Reporting from the Aurora.
Come on, y'all, man. Y'all really believe it's gotten so bad in our city that they can't do nothing about this stuff, man?
Tonight, for the first time, the DEA confirms they are looking into criminal activity in our area allegedly committed by a Venezuelan gang.
The Tren de Aragua gang has been labeled by the White House as a transnational criminal organization. In a statement obtained by Denver 7 Investigates, the DEA says agents have seized multi-kilogram quantities of fentanyl destined for the Denver metro area from individuals believed to be members and or associates of the gang. But also added, quote, "It is not appropriate for the DEA or to offer any additional comments on the organization's role or presence in the region."
Yep.
Pay attention to that. It's not appropriate for the DEA to offer any additional comments on the organization's role or presence in the region. I keep telling y'all, they're in on this. This is big business, man. I want y'all to understand that the DEA, the FBI, the CIA, the NSA, they are all de facto government organizations. They're private organizations. They're not ran by the U.S. government. They're sanctioned by the U.S. government to operate as a business within the government, but they're not government agencies as in owned by the U.S. government. The DEA is a private organization. It's no more federal than the Federal Reserve or FedEx. What you mean it's inappropriate for the DA to offer any additional comments on the organization's role? Shouldn't we, as American people in Aurora, be well informed on what the fuck we dealing with out here? Shouldn't we know the ins and outs of what's going on? Of course not, because then we would see how the structure is being set up and who's really running stuff. I keep telling y'all what's happening in our country, man. Y'all better get prepared for this, man. It is inevitable. It absolutely has to happen, must happen, and is going to happen. In order for a global society to be established, there can be no sovereignty. There can be no sovereign governments with the capability to defend themselves from the rest of the global structure. You want to fall in, you want to lay down or get laid, you want to get down or lay down, Jack. I mean, you would think that, Uncle Diggity. You would think that, but no. You would think that, but no. They want to keep this under wraps as long as possible until at least 2030. But it's getting so out of control to where they got to speed the process up. But 2030 is still the goal year for all of this stuff to come to its full culmination, if you would. So we got the gang Trends de Arugua, that's what this afternoon show was going to be about at 3 o'clock this afternoon, my time. We got another show coming up. We're going to be breaking down Tren de Arugua or Aragua, the origins, how it got founded, funded, started, the guys who are in charge, and where did it all develop from. I've been telling y'all for years they're going to use these illegals from Central and South America specifically. Now, we got illegals coming from all over the world, just concentrated in this area. But they're using specifically the ones from Central and South America to be used as shock troops to ignite a perpetual state of war. Because like I keep telling y'all, the race war between black folks and white folks in America, it just didn't work, and it won't work. I'm sad to say, contrary to popular opinion and belief, but black folks and white folks have never been so more united in American history than we are now. And I think personally that's a beautiful thing. Personally. Right? I have conversations with guys at the gym, and guys who come from certain backgrounds and raised a certain way, and they have the same sentiment. I know we still got some cultural differences amongst us from slavery and all of that, but you know what I'm saying? We all want slave owners. You know what I'm saying? We go through struggles too, and we realize where our common interests are and who our common adversaries are. And that's starting to happen more and more amongst black people. And I want to thank hip hop for that, because hip hop created that bridge. Why do y'all think they trying to usurp hip hop from us? Why you think they're trying to cause all this rift in hip hop? Because they're trying to divide. They see, like I said, the race war between black and white Americans, it just won't work. It's just not working. This ain't the 50s and the 60s and the 70s no more. They didn't have hip hop back then. Right? Hip hop is what bridged the gap racially between us. And although there's still some animosity there on high levels amongst certain groups of us, for the most part, I can say us black and white Americans, we pretty much get along with each other, right? And we get to a point to where we can be separate but equal. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I do encourage us interacting with each other more, but some of us is so gone here with the race thing that it's like, I don't want to deal with any white people, or I don't want to deal with any black people at all, ever. And I think that's dangerous, because we need each other now more than ever. But that didn't work. So now they're bringing in the people from Central and South America who have been specifically indoctrinated to hate not only Americans in general, but specifically black Americans. And they have the tactical, logistical skills to put up a front against us. They're more organized. There's not no huge factions of white gangs in America that could even put up a front against our gangs of America. There's no white gang in America that could go up against the Crips. Not even the Hells Angels. Right? And we're going to get to that here shortly. Matter of fact, we're going to get to that right now. Uncle Diggity, what you know about the Hells Angels talking about and I felt the same way when I heard about this. Like, why is y'all, and this is where I say we separate but equal. Y'all think, the Hells Angels ain't ride out to, you guys say ain't that many black folks in Aurora?
Days after a video of a Venezuelan gang allegedly taking over an apartment in the U.S. surfaced, social media has built up its sequel. viral posts say that outlaw biker gang called Hell's Angels has taken matters into its own hands and is now en route to confront the Venezuelan gang. Users said the biker gang was on its way to Colorado's Aurora, the town where the apartment was allegedly taken over by the armed goons. The viral videos from the Colorado town also showed a trashed neighborhood, triggering a probe by law enforcement officials. But the claims remain unsubstantiated by local police. I'm not saying that there's not gang members that don't live in this community, but what we're learning out here is that gang members have not taken over this complex, the chief of Aurora.
Now they're just lying to us. Nope.
So a lot of people have been flooding my inboxes talking about the Hells Angels going to Aurora, Colorado to confront this Venezuelan gang that took over this complex. Listen, if the Hells Angels were really going to roll up to a spot, they're not going to put out a memo to the internet saying, hey, we're going to be here at this location at a certain time or a certain day, or we're on the way to go do something that would be deemed as illegal. If you guys really want to make change, stop waiting for heroes. You'll be surprised if you put a blast out and we had a huge group that we're trying to create, like with the Godstorm, where you say, listen, I want to roll out to Aurora and do something about this. There's probably thousands of bikers that are not even in clubs that will want to be down with that. Stop looking for heroes.
Right? I'm showing you all this stuff for a reason. Right? Now tap in, walk with me. Tap in and walk with me. Right? Hells Angels. Right? They lying out there.
We're staring out here, and I can tell you that gang members have not taken over this apartment complex.
Yo, this is crazy. So it looks like the Aurora police is now denying that there's any Venezuelan gangs taking over apartment complexes in Aurora, Colorado. And this is after it was reported that more than 100 Hells Angels were on their way to assist the town. So you're telling me that now magically they disappeared and the cops think that people are making this up? Look, I get it. You guys are more in the area. There's more of a police presence. But for you to say that there's no gangs taking over, are you sure about that? Because it seems like they were definitely taking over that apartment. But to me, it feels like they're trying to cover it up, trying to hush it under the table. Like everything ramped up once the Hells Angels started talking about they were going to pull up 100 deep to go help out the people that were getting kicked out of their homes. And now all of a sudden nothing's happening, right? Okay. Let me know what you guys think.
Making sure that...
Right. Right. Pay attention, y'all. Pay attention. Right. Hells Angels. That don't make no damn sense. Right? Just sitting up there lying. Just sitting up there lying. These dudes got big boy AKs.
All right, we're going to step off the campaign trail. We want to take you to a pretty shocking situation playing out in the Denver area. Take a look at this new video. Surveillance video appears to show potential gang violence at an apartment complex. This is happening in the suburb of Aurora, Colorado. These men captured on video using weapons to forcefully break into at least one apartment. Vicente Arenas from News Nation's Denver affiliate has more.
The video shows a group walking up a stairwell earlier this month at an apartment complex in Aurora. The Edge at Lowry is located at East 12th Avenue and Dallas Street. All but one of the people appear to be carrying either a long gun or a handgun. They then enter a unit. Another clip shows two men forcing their way into that same unit. The couple that provided the video told us today the camera that captured these images was in plain sight. They moved out of the complex today saying they feared for their lives. It was a day they said couldn't come soon enough.
I will probably sleep better tonight than I have in the last 2.5 years. It's been really bad. It started.
All right. I'm trying to remember what the girl's damn name is. Man, what was that girl's name? Right. It happened in New York. My man Red was talking about it the other day, man. He was the same dude that killed the 2 cops in New York, or shot at the 2 cops. Let me see something real quick. Illegal immigrant who shot 2 cops in New York City. He's the same dude that did that stuff. All right. Okay. And I had the names of the girl's name and the dude's name. My man Blade Monger in the building was good. Our Venezuelan gangs tucking their tails between their legs. Now the hell they man, hell no, they ain't. Venezuelan gangs ain't borrowing no Hell's Angels, man. Them Trende Arogua dudes ain't borrowing they ain't borrowing no Hell's Angels, man. Y'all know the name of that girl and the dude and the girl who just got killed in New York, in the Bronx a couple days ago by the same dude that shot the 2 cops? Yeah, here it is right here. I think this is it right here. Yup, yeah, here it is right here. I got it right here, y'all. Let me see if I can get a video real quick. Yeah, here we go right here. Hold on, I'm about to switch to the joint for y'all real quick.
Shot him, then, chaos.
The police response was rapid after 3 people were shot on Davidson Avenue in the Bronx. Investigators now revealing Josue Silva, a teenage Venezuelan migrant, was the trigger man. Tragically, a man and woman didn't survive.
It's sad that it has to be a funeral, but, it brought the neighborhood together.
Other residents on this University Heights block believe recent asylum seekers tore it apart.
Coming in on motorcycles and mopeds and, creating a havoc.
Detectives say a group of migrants, including Silva, had been squatting inside vacant apartments here. On May 24th, they say a fight between them and the victims led to the deadly bloodshed.
These sanctuary policies are not keeping the citizens, residents, and migrants in the city of New York safe.
The sanctuary city status drawing common complaints from law enforcement and Mayor Adams, which is why a bipartisan group of 8 council members introduced a bill modifying what they say are the biggest hurdles.
It's not anti-immigrant.
If passed, it would reestablish city partnerships with ICE for deportations.
Keep them here in the United States to commit more crimes. That's insane.
The bill faces opposition with the council's Democratic majority.
I'm not sure that there is, quite frankly, an ideal situation.
All right. The victims was Claretha Daniels and Justin Lawless. Right? Let me see if I can find a picture of them. Let me see if I can find a picture of them. Justin Lawless and Claretha Fields. Sounds too much like Clarissa Shields, right? This dude right here. All right. That's dude who they bodied right there. All right. Him and this girl. Venezuelan gangs, man. Right. And these Venezuelan gangs is not barring no Hell's Angels, man. Hell's Angels is just a national organization. Tren de Agua is a global organization. You hear me? We're about to open up the panel, man. You know what I'm talking about? Everybody want to speak on this, add to it, spit your game, talk your ish. Maybe you know something, maybe you done came across some information we ain't privy to yet. Listen, man, smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page. Hey, man, they here, man. They here. And they've been strategically placed throughout the country to disrupt everything. The local economy, the local governments, shut them down. The government is giving them all of this funding, free housing, and they up here committing straight havoc. At the same time, screw us Americans. That's going to cause tension, especially down in their countries. They've already been indoctrinated with anti-Black ideology. And they just as poor. They way more poor than us up here in America. And they got the nerve to come up here and talk shit to us and try to use their war-torn country gang tactics on us of extortion, robbery, sexual violation, and intimidation. And it just ain't gonna work up here. And they know that's gonna cause tension because niggas ain't going. Now, I don't care what they're reporting on TV. I know niggas. This is how I know this ain't happening in our neighbors, in our neighborhoods. It's gonna be funk because niggas ain't going. I don't give a damn about no trend. I don't care about none of that. Ain't none of them coming up in Columbus, Ohio and taking over nothing without a fight. And they know this. They know this. That's why they ain't sending them straight in the straight hood in certain cities outside of Chicago and New York right now. Hold on, I'm about to bring you up here and give me like 1 minute, mister. I'm about to bring you up. Right? Because I want to get to the point that I always got to make when I talk about stuff like this. Right? I keep telling y'all the race war between us and white folks didn't work. Right? So they're bringing these people up here now. Right? They haven't had a chance to interact with us, to intermingle with us, to live amongst us, to where we can get to some modicum of living and operating with each other, coexisting with each other. They're coming straight from utter squalor, poverty, beyond anything we can imagine in our country. And they be giving them money, they giving them housing, they giving them food. They basically are putting them in barracks, and they telling them, all right, y'all can come on up here. We done destroyed y'all's countries systematically, economically for the past 60, 70 years. Y'all can come on up on here, disrupt what's going on here so we can bring in this new system we building. Organize, assigned housing, assigned employment, stack 'em, pack 'em housing, human settlement zones, mega cities, mega regions, mega structures. And they're going to use these people as shock troops to implement HR 1955 protocols. Because anybody who puts up a fight and defends themselves against these illegal immigrants, shock troops, you will be violating government policy, which means you will be spreading ideologically based violence and rallying your people to come together to defend themselves, which is our so-called constitutional right. We need to do a relook at the Constitution. I told y'all, the Constitution we operating under is not the original. We're operating under the jurisdiction of the Constitution of the United States of America, not for the United States of America. Y'all better understand the difference between a 2-letter word and a 3-letter word. Makes so much difference. It's a huge difference between the United States of America and the United States for America. Prior to 1789, or should I say 1871, that's what the Constitution was called. Exactly, that's the whole thing, Blade Margaret. This is why they're about to start making them de facto citizens so they can implement HR 1955 protocols. They can start having these tribunals calling us terrorists, homegrown terrorists. We're spreading ideologically based violence. We are violently radicalizing each other by telling each other we need to link up and get on code, and we need to interact with each other and create lines of communication logistically so we can defend ourselves throughout our various cities when these people start coming to our cities trying to do what they do in Aurora. That is, man, y'all better see how they set this up, man. Uncle Diggity, Mr. O, what happened, Joe? What happened to my brother?
What up, though?
What's happening, man? What's popping with y'all, man?
Chilling out.
I have to do this show, man, because you know what I'm saying, our brother Red been going in over there, but I got to break this down from a different perspective because we got to get down to what's actually happening outside of these smaller the cities like Chicago, LA, and New York, where this is majorly happening at. Because I told y'all, I just showed y'all that video when I left my boys' event Saturday, man. I was like, wow, you know, like I caught the video at the point when I caught it. When I first walked out, there was like 50 people in that building. So go ahead, Mr. O, man. You from Chicago, man. You know what I'm saying? You can speak on it because this is where this, you know, we just had the what was the homeboy called? Young boy was called No Limit Cairo.
No Limit Cairo.
No Limit Cairo just got booked with the John about to go put in that pain, man, right? On the way to redeem the life of his homie No Limit, Calvin, I think that's his guy's name or something like that.
Yeah, that's what, bro. See, I'm more familiar with over east is really like real over east. Like Chicago is real like big as fuck. Like
yeah,
the east side.
Just
Chicago.
to remind y'all, son. Hold on. Just to remind y'all, son. Let me say this though. Do y'all know how many people live in Chicago?
Ooh,
it's like down there 9 million people live in the city of Chicago.
No, it ain't that many people here in the city.
Chicago surrounding area, metropolitan area. When I looked it up, it just said that it was 8 million.
Oh, now you talking about the metropolitan region, like including Milwaukee, Indiana, and so as a metropolitan.
This is the reason why I said that. Listen, Mr. O, mega regions, mega cities. I keep telling y'all about this stuff, man. Go ahead, Mr. O.
All right, so the east side Chicago already. So this is basically the ethnic and how can I say this racial makeup of over east. Now over east has a lot of black folks, especially ones that's been there for a long time. Sometimes even come from old money. Now check this out. The east side Chicago has some beautiful areas, but at the same time though, they have some downright hardcore slums. Also, you have a high population of Hispanic and Latino people from different parts of Latino diaspora. So in a nutshell, it's always been a melting pot over there over east with different racial backgrounds, classes, and everything, all the other things in between. So you messing up the whole geo economy of the whole area when you got all these different groups both mixed income, different backgrounds, and you bring it in this migrant element. Now, from word of mouth around over east, a lot of people, especially ones of the Latinos that have been here, they're not very welcoming of these Venezuelan gangs. You know what I'm saying? Either A, because of different Latino background, you know what I'm saying? You got Puerto Ricans and mainly Mexicans over east, you know what I'm saying? So seeing the Venezuelans cause some kind of disruption. And on top of that, they know how other Hispanics get down. So that's that part. Now, when we get down into the nitty gritty about how the over east blacks and over east Hispanics are dealing with this situation, is not being broadcast on the news. They basically trying to keep everybody on the hush of how they moving these migrants in. Illegals, my bad. I'm keep on calling them damn migrants myself. These illegals,
illegal immigrants, man.
They moving them into these rehab homes that's bought by these corporations, or they moving into old school buildings that has been shut down since Rahm Emanuel had closed down a lot of these schools. Now they're using these schools to house the migrants and trying to turn into quasi little apartment buildings. And basically, if you do all that, so you basically extending the power grid, because these buildings was out of service for so long. So now you're trying to go ahead and raising up the electricity costs over there in these regions. They right near the lake, so they got to deal with the cold coming in the wintertime. So how many people of these so-called illegals going to be bum rushing these people around the lake home? I'll wait. And the city of Chicago, Brandon Johnson, and all the so-called upper echelon boule class people of the Black Caucus of the NAACP or Rainbow Push Coalition, they basically been trying to tell the black people that it's not that big problem. It's not that serious. There's nothing to worry about. Yet we seeing all the violent crimes throughout the south side and the west side of Chicago caused by these illegals, not only on the streets, but also on our rail stations and our bus stations, even some people's jobs, you know what I'm saying? But they telling us that there's nothing to worry about, but it's definitely something to worry about. And they getting funded. They are being funded to fuck up our lives here in the city of Chicago. And Mayor Johnson is on his only thing is trying to go ahead and get more money to go ahead and help them.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying. That's why I be having shows like this, and I be liking it, especially you and Uncle Diggity tap in, because y'all two of my brothers, and y'all both in the main hub of where this is happening. So y'all live on ground zero, and y'all can give us that perspective that can't nobody else really give. So not even myself, because I'm not there. So Mr. I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate you coming up, man. Uncle Diggity, man, you on that West Coast, you in that LA, man.
Yes, sir.
It all started at, man. So you've been basically saying this your whole life, you know what I'm saying? So go, you know what I mean? You see what's happening in Aurora, you know what I'm saying? You can better break down, you know what I'm saying, as like I said, growing up, how this whole infiltration process starts, and when it gets to its culmination, and how it ends up falling out in society after the, you know what I'm saying? Because now we got in LA, we got less than 10% population in LA as black folks now, when it used to be more than 50. Almost like down there 60% black at one point in time, not even 60 years ago.
Nigga, it's Latino people everywhere, bro. Like even around like where I grew up at and shit like that, like close to where I grew up at, it was like predominantly black. You know what I mean? Growing up, we had a few homes that had Mexicans in them and shit like that. But now, when you ride around, like black faces are far and few. Like if you don't know where you going or who house you going to see or some shit like that, you liable to not really see that many motherfucking black people, or as many as you used to see. Like West South Central nigga was black. Like, you know what I mean? Probably one of the more blacker parts and shit, aside from Inglewood. Compton had they Mexicans and shit like that. Compton used to be white, you know what I mean? And then once the whites migrated out, all our shit used to be white actually, but Compton used to be white. Then once niggas started getting closer and shit, they start migrating and shit. Then they moved kind of to where I was and shit like that, where I grew up at. And then once niggas start coming from the east side, moving more closer to the west side and shit, they migrated to the Hollywood Hills and shit, in the valley and shit like that. Suburbs, but right now, bro, like you can't even. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's always been a lot of Latino motherfuckers, but you can kind of tell it's a massive motherfucking increase, man. Like, I promise. I don't know if it's really an increase or is it just that the niggas have moved on, because you know you do hear about motherfuckers leaving California and shit too.
Right.
We're gonna speak on that too. But yeah, that happens a lot, and they coming in. You know what I mean? And they spawning new generations, you know, the Latin people in LA and shit, them motherfuckers been there for, you know, a couple decades and shit. So they didn't had babies, became grandparents, shit, all kind of shit. So they numbers is fairly thick, bro. Fairly thick. Just over time, that's pretty much what's gonna happen across the country as far as that go. Like, if we don't nip this shit in the bud and they do end up staying or whatever the fuck, then you're definitely gonna see a change within the next 10 years. You'll see the change, but in 20 years, you'll definitely feel the motherfucking change. Like, you're gonna wake up one day and look around and it ain't gonna be that many niggas, or it's gonna be you'll, for every 20 Latin faces you see, you might see 1 or 2 black faces. You know what I mean? And that's just how they get down, man. They reproduce. The government let them hustle. They let them. You know, this is for Mexicans. I don't really know what the fuck they doing with these Venezuelan people, bro. They really just handing them money and letting them do whatever they want to do and shit like that. So it could be different, but if we're speaking along the lines of Latin people, then what they do is get to where you are. They set up shop. They set up their little businesses. They already come with a family, so it ain't like it's just one of them hustling up. It's already a whole family, and them motherfuckers just start intermingling and shit. And next thing you know, they just, you know, every time I'm pretty sure y'all have already seen a couple young girls pregnant or a couple girls pregnant. Yeah. That's something that you can tell that are fucking immigrants and shit. Listen. But that's literally how long it takes. Like, their goal is to get somewhere and put it in park so they can fuck. You know what I mean? Excuse the language, but it really seems like that's what they do, and they reproduce real quick, get that anchor baby established, and, you know, get hired, get pulled on at these gigs by other Spanish-speaking people and shit like that. That makes us lose, because once they get the numbers in these jobs and shit, that's all they're gonna hire. Like, they don't give a fuck about affirmative action and shit like that, or whatever the hell we be on and shit like that. Like, they'll literally fire all the black people and hire all fucking Latino people. And white people let them do that shit, man. We just gonna keep it a buck. White people let them do that shit for whatever reason.
My job, Uncle Diggity, see, I work at a hotel, right?
Yeah.
And we got, at first we had a female head housekeeping manager, right? As soon as she got the position, she started to let go all the except for the Asians. Now the Asians was gonna whoop her ass, but some of the blacks and other probably Hispanics that weren't trying to get on the same team, they got let go, and she started hiring all type of Hispanics, and to the point they started calling out her bullshit, saying, "Man, you doing some type of nepotism because you got your cousin up in here, you got your cousins up in here, and they friends and whatnot." And some of them, you know what I'm saying, you have them clock in and they ain't even showed up yet, but you have them quick to snitch on the black housekeepers that be here on time, but they talking about they ain't clock in and stuff like that. It was too much bullshit.
Majority of motherfuckers that are black in LA that work or have had a job can probably attest to when a Hispanic or Latin person or whatever comes into play, shit get janky. Like, you know what I mean? Motherfucker will lose job, or they'll just hire a bunch of Spanish people. And if you end up still being there, you know, they speak in Spanish all day. They speak English, but they'll speak Spanish all day just to lock you out the motherfucking conversation, to the point where you don't even feel compelled to work with they motherfucking asses, because you can feel the isolation and the alienation. You know what I mean? So
you can.
Thank God for AI, because I'm learning Spanish through AI and Duolingo. I'm gonna fuck their heads if that shit over with.
Yeah.
I want y'all to understand how much of a cultural barrier that is and how much of an advantage that gives these people over us as black people. Because when they listen, and let me tell y'all something, man. It ain't just the Latinos, man. It's the Africans too. Listen, and they don't listen. Man, this is no disrespect to my African brothers and sisters who actually do rock with us over here. But for the most part, let's just be honest, y'all do not. Y'all are just as culturally divided and different from us as any other people from Latin America, so-called Latin America.
That ain't our people.
There's not more.
Majority of them are descendants from Ham, and we are descendants of Shem. There's a reason why they don't rock with us. We know the truth, but it is what it is, though.
Yeah, they know it too. They quick to tell you y'all the real children of Israel. They quick to tell you that from Africa.
Not even that. It's just that, you know what I'm saying, with our phenotypes, the distinctual facial features, like that's why the whole black philosophy that was like, oh, I mean, we black, you black, are like, no. For some reason,
you melanated, but you ain't black, man.
Yeah, because for some reason, this whole reparations thing, this whole let's stick together thing, when shit hits the fan, obviously all these so-called Jamaicans, Haitians, Gambians, Nigerians, they go right back to who they supposedly come from, but we probably all to this black thing, right? That's why I'll pass. Go ahead.
No, I mean, nah, you know what I'm saying? And that's why, you know what I'm saying, I don't be tripping with bro, because you know it's a passionate situation, man, and it be like that though. That's not nobody making it up. That's what it is, you know what I'm saying? But now that, and I'm saying, they know that even amongst the different blacks of us, no matter where we come from, you know, us FBAs, man, we separate. We have a separate struggle even outside of them, even outside of the black people of the Caribbean and even black people from Africa, man. We all, you know, so like I said, we all melanated, but we ain't all black. You know what I'm talking about? We over here, it's something different with us over here in America. And like I say, like we ain't got no homeland to run to. This is our homeland. This is our land of origination. This is where we come from. You can trace back some of us 6, 7, 8 generations, man, 400, 500 years. You can trace us back, man. No African nothing. So they bringing all these people from Central, South America, Caribbean, all over the world to our cities because they want to implement this new system and structure that they are implementing globally. And in order for it to happen, I keep telling y'all, America has to go. Y'all don't understand what's going on. It's not a matter of us stopping it. It's not a matter of policy. This is happening. It's happening. It's inevitable. It is going to happen. It must going to happen. I mean, it must happen, and it's going to happen. It's happening right in our face, right? And what is all of this stuff leading to, man? What is all this stuff leading to? I keep telling y'all all the time, UN Agenda 2030 for global sustainability, stack 'em, pack 'em housing, human settlement zones, assigned employment, assigned housing, universal basic income, syncing and linking us to the smart grid through human brain computer interfacing. Y'all got to understand that this is where all of this stuff is going to. This is the end game of all of this. And all this trivial stuff we're seeing with difference amongst the race and Latin group and culture and all, that's all just part of the fucking distraction and to the means to the end of what's really the end game and end goal of this is. And that's the difference between what I do over here and anybody else, because nobody's going to plug that in. HR 1955, every other country in this world has similar legislation, and it's all tied to UN Agenda 2030 for global sustainability. The reason why they're bringing all these illegals up here, because like I said to y'all, like I keep telling y'all, the race war between blacks and white didn't work. It's not going to work. As much as we still hate each other, we hate each other equally and fairly. And like I say, we realize that we have a common adversary, and it's more important for us to see. The white folks didn't care when it wasn't happening to them, but see, now it's happening to them, just like with the crack shit back in the day, just how the crack war and the crack.
Man, I love it. I love it.
You know what I'm saying? And you can say you love it, but at the same time, though, at some point, you might have to depend on your white brother who might not like you because you black. You might have to depend on him. You might have to go interact with him, because guess what? These niggas know how to hunt field dress. They know how to survey the land. You niggas don't. So it's going to come to a point where we're going to have to put our, and it's happening slowly but surely. It don't get televised. It don't get internetized, if that's a word. But what's happening is we're going to have to some point, intermingle and interact with each other. But I do feel, and I totally respect it. I'm along with us getting our stuff in order so we can better do that. You know what I'm saying? But this is what I'm saying. We have come so much in America between us blacks and whites as a whole. We become how we've been all designed to be, separate but equal, right? But like I said, the race war between us is just not working. They tried to listen. They tried to do it for 4 years straight, man. They tried it with all the police shootings. None of that stuff ignited the war. They came close in 2020, and even then it fizzled out, right? It's not working. They realize it's not working. So what they doing? Get Trump out of there, open them borders up, millions of illegals being dumped in here. And these are people who have been indoctrinated since birth to not only hate America, but specifically black hatred. Like my man Red say, look how they treat the black people in their countries. Look at the black people in Venezuela, the black people in Colombia, the black people in Brazil, Costa Rica, Panama, El Salvador, Chile, Bolivia, Ecuador. Go look at all of these countries where the black folks at. Marginally misrepresented. Mexico, just now being recognized a little over 15 years ago on the census. Been there forever. And now I see it firsthand in my city on Saturday. I'm telling you, Mr. Oh, listen, come back up if you accidentally drop up or whatever it is, Uncle Dick. I'm gonna drop the link again just in case my brother got knocked out on accident or something. Oh, there you go, right there. Right. I'm in my city on Saturday, man. Like I said, my brother Al's event, beautiful event. It was dope. It was very successful. A lot of people came out, showed some love. Shout out to everybody who did that. But as I'm leaving, I see it. Now this place, like I said, back in the day, this spot used to be a popular bar and grill, pool hall, right? And it's now still is like a wedding banquet hall, that part of it, but the other part of it, they turned that into a daycare, right? And when I came out of my guy Al's event, we just noticed, and I noticed specifically, that it was like it was a minimum of 40 to 50 people, man. They just was pouring out of that building. Saw INS agents out there, fire trucks with no sirens, just the lights flickering. And I'm like, what's going on out here, right? Yeah, it is. Because I'm telling you, and this, I say all that to say that lets me know that they're here in Columbus, especially. Now, I've been seeing them out and about for like the past, I'm gonna say, year. I notice when I go here on Main Street between Shady Lane and Fountain Lane, which is about 9 to 12, like 8 or 9 blocks. There's 4 Mexican cars, and that's just on the right side of the street. When you start seeing stuff like that, we start seeing these food trucks, when you start seeing them working in the local stores where you normally would see us working, Family Dollar, Dollar General, all these little stuff like that. I'm like, and that, like I said, they don't speak English. I stop at the gas station around the corner of my house every day. I come home from the gym. I see nothing but Mexicans at the little Mexican little sweet shop across the street. They got a food truck over there. Not my fault. 5 food trucks. 5. 5 within the 8 or 9 block area. You know what I'm saying? Like 5.
Hey, Verge, you want to hear something fucked up? Now, in my neighborhood.
The Form Pretty Boy said, the Form Pretty Boy, listen, they're convening in areas. I'm starting to see these guys. They got a couple houses right here on Shady Lane where they be just hanging out outside, drinking beer and shit. I'm starting to see that shit, the Form Pretty Boy. I just yesterday when I went to the store, I went to the goddamn store to get some shells. I seen 2-3 carloads of Mexicans just sitting outside, all waiting. They all went in the store and they bought up all the Corona and all the Modelos. I mean, literally bought it all. And you know, Aki, the areas, it's all money for them.
No, that's what I was about to tell you. Now the Arabs is getting mad at these migrants. You know what I'm saying? They getting mad at these Venezuelans because the Arabs and got all the little hood restaurants around here, and like you said, these little food cars, food trucks by these Venezuelans. Some of these Mexicans have been taking over my neighborhood and been getting to these Arabs' pockets. They not too happy about that. They even threatened to try to go ahead and start dry snitch on even worse. Think about going and grab them bats and pipes and shit, and want to go ahead and do something to them.
And see, and that's crazy because regionally in America, you're going to get that. And see, here in my city, it's just the opposite. They do business with each other. They listen here, y'all. The Akis, the people from Iran, Afghanistan, Turkmenistan, all of them, they speak Spanish. So it's I just was at the store yesterday, Uncle Dig. Look, the Deformed Pretty Boy. I was at the corner store in my neighborhood that I go to, which is right now. I went to, it's a gas station / corner store, right? Y'all got them all in y'all city too. They're everywhere. Most of them are ran by Middle Eastern people, not necessarily Arabs, right? But people from the Middle East, Turkmenistan, Kazakhstan, Iran, Afghanistan, Iraq, all them type areas, Jordan, Israel, all of that type stuff. You get all types of different Middle Eastern people. Not all of them are Arab though, right? I think the people who run the store where I'm at, I think they are Turkmenistan or they are the Afghani, one of the two, because they speak Farsi, right? They don't think that I'll be understanding some of the stuff that they say, but I'll be understanding some of the shit they say. But these dudes speak Spanish fluently, and they communicating with the illegals. They can communicate with them. I told y'all 3 carloads of these dudes went up to the stores. And they bought all the Modelo and all the Corona. I wanted to give me a Corona. I couldn't get one because these Mexican niggas just bought it all. You feel me? I literally witnessed that myself, and the whole communication was the Middle Eastern guy and the Mexican guy speaking fluent Spanish with each other. So that's the barrier right there between us. And I'm pretty sure it's going on in y'all's neighborhoods too.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
And this is why I've been telling y'all about HR 1955, because this is why this legislation was made specifically for this reason. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. See, we over here, we've been phonetically and grammar, speech, language-wise deprived over here. It's either Spanish or English. Over here in Africa, they might be living in pure, utter sufferation, but they speak French, they speak Spanish, they speak multiple African language, they speak Kiswahili, they speak Afrikaans, they speak Afghani, they speak Somali, German. It's African people at my job. They from Africa though, but they all speak French and they all speak Arabic.
Meanwhile, we talking shit about people not speaking English.
Yeah.
Just like Uncle did, just like they said, they at work speaking in their language. So you know, and whenever, listen here, I don't care what you say, how you feel about it, man. You go to work with people of another race, and when they start speaking their other language, they speaking it because they don't want us to know what they're talking about. Flat out.
Flat out.
Not necessarily saying they're talking about us, which they
bullshit.
Bullshit. This is what I'm saying, Mr. O. I'm not saying that that's not the case. What I'm saying is it's not the case all the time. What I'm saying is that whatever they doing, they don't want us to know about. Whether they're talking about us or not, they don't want us to know what they're talking about. That's the point I'm making.
Man, I actually had one. Speaking of the so-called Africans, see, they didn't think I had watched the movie Sugar Hill with Wesley Snipes and Michael Wright, and that particular thing, the kata came up, and this little dude from I forgot, I know he came over from the motherland. This dude had said something real slick in his language and stuff. And when I heard picked up the word kata, man, I was like, so you call us a cotton picker? And he immediately did a stage left like Snagglepuss and try to get out of the room and everything. He was like, well, kata. I said cotton picker.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
That's wild. That's wild as hell. Listen, here's a lot of Africans at my job, man, and I be trying to get my young brothers, man, on up there. Listen. They not like us, man. And this ain't nothing against y'all, man, because I know not all y'all like that, but the majority of y'all are. Let's just be real, man. Y'all don't fuck with us. It's cool. Y'all chicks don't mess with us. It's cool, man. I ain't tripping. I admire how y'all stick together. I admire how Africans, and even they don't even have to know each other. Just because they're all Africans don't mean they know each other, but they on code with each other. It could be somebody from Ghana, somebody from Nigeria, somebody from Sierra Leone, somebody from Cameroon. They all rock with each other. Trust me. I think we need to take a page out of the book. But when it comes to these illegals, man, this is coming to a city near you. I'm letting y'all know. Yeah, I know you do, the former pretty boy, because you know the former pretty boy speak fluent like Spanish. His girl is Latina and everything. So you know what I'm talking about. I know. Listen here, man, and I commend my brother, Mr. O, for putting time and effort into learning Espanol, man. Because listen, if we won't be in America, I feel we at least need to know at least Spanish, at least a little bit.
My friend, not just on Spanish. Hey, look, you'll be surprised. Spanish, French, Mandarin, then Hebrew, and then Arabic.
Yeah, right. But I'm just saying, you at least would like to have an understanding to some degree of Spanish, at least. You feel me? At minimum, right? And I'm glad we're getting into this part of this topic too, because I want y'all to understand how they're destroying language. I talk to y'all about this all the time. They're taking words out the lexicon. They're disrupting the Tower of Babel all over again. You got people speaking French. You got people, you know what I'm saying? It's like they're doing a reverse. They're doing a reverse of the inverse. You hear what I'm saying? First, the Tower of Babel broke up language to separate people. Now they're using different languages, getting rid of certain words and certain languages to bring back to one solid language. What language y'all think that is? The new universal language, and it ain't English, goddammit. Y'all think about that. Don't answer that right now. Just think about what I just said. You know what I'm talking about? It's the new universal language that's being developed and established right in our face, man. I'm going to call it Newspeak, straight out of 1984. If you've been paying attention, you can pick up on it. You know what I'm talking about? And this
Arabic.
Go ahead, Mr.
Is it Arabic?
Nah, it's not none of them languages. They ain't even got no damn name. I call it the new text language. That's what I call
it. Yeah, with that new Web3, yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be definitely a new text language and everything.
PGT. The unintelligent artificial intelligence is downloading us and learning us, man. I keep telling y'all, man, this go way deeper than the stuff most of us talk about considering these conversations. Right? Yes, they are coming to a city near you. You can believe that. But understand it's got way more to do with economics and got way more to do with cultural and racial issues. Y'all got to understand a new global structure is being established. Do y'all understand what I'm telling y'all? Read 1984. Read Brave New World. This is where our society is going to, where race ain't going to matter. What the fuck make real race matter when babies aren't even conceived by natural means anymore? They're grown in labs, basically, literally like in the Matrix. And if y'all think I'm bullshitting with that, there's a company right here in America. Guess what it's called? Did a whole show on it. Go check it out. If y'all think the birthing facilities are, if you think if you think the hatcheries is just something out of Brave New World, no, Ectolife is a real live company. Plan to have at least 10 locations in each major country by the end of 2030. To say these places can produce 30,000 artificial synthetic humans per year. So y'all got to be able to understand and correlate how this current situation with illegal immigration is going to lead to this.
Let me touch on this a little bit, bro.
Go ahead, Uncle David.
It's just a conspiracy though to go along with this shit. Okay. The other day, Verge, you did a show about the robots with human brains and shit. Human brains making them function and shit, right? All right. Is that technology being developed in China?
China, Russia, and America.
Okay, good. All right. Fast forward to now. The Democrats, we've heard Donald Trump motherfucking speak about the Democrats and their relationship to China. Not really in detail, but he alluded to it being some real fucked up shit between them. My own conspiracy is the Democrats are running for office again, obviously. What is the main thing that the Democrats are championing for you know, for their campaign? What is it that they're
Talk about it, Uncle Diggity.
What is it that they're talking about?
Conspiracy?
What is it that the Democrats are offering? I need you to tell me so I can make sure we on the same motherfucking line with this shit.
Let me interrupt and cut my brother's wisdom real quick. I apologize. I gotta say this because I like how my bro. No conspiracy. This is fact. This is facts. No conspiracy. No secret plot between two people to make something come to it. No, this is happening now. Ecto Life is a company on the World Stock Exchange right now. You can buy stock in this company right now. So it ain't no conspiracy theory. It ain't no making nothing up. It ain't no piecing nothing together. It's facts.
How much?
Go check it out and find out. Now go ahead. I just had to do that because you know, I understand where we come, but nah, man, this is facts. This is really happening. Whether you want to accept it or not is irrelevant.
I mean, we just chopping game. This could be a shot in the dark, but it makes sense to me. So you know how I'm feeling about shit.
Go ahead. I want you to continue, bro, because I already know where you're going. That's why I rock with you, because you got the critical thinking ability to put this stuff together, man. And that's why I rock with y'all, man. Go ahead.
The Democrats have a special relationship with China. They've always had a special relationship with China through whatever, economics and everything, made in China, shit like that. Chinese people being able to sell us bad food, alcohol, tobacco in our communities and shit like that, right? So with the Democrats having a special relationship with China, the Democrats are campaigning and have always been campaigning for the right to abortions. So these fucking computers with human brains, or these robots with human brains, or that are ran by human brains, these human brains have to come from somewhere. Now, I know they have a whole lot of sophisticated technology and shit like that, you know, whoop-de-whoop China, but in order to produce life on that frequency, I mean, it's going to take an actual life. That's not something you can put in a petri dish and fucking grow. So we have been leading in abortions and shit for decades and shit like that. And nobody knows where these fetuses go and shit after the fact. We don't know if they can be preserved and brought back to life. We don't know if their organs can be grown. We don't know any of that shit. But it's just funny that China has these robots with human brains that control the fucking robots. Where did China get these human brains from, you ask? Motherfucking our aborted children. Our aborted children are motherfucking going to be powering these fucking brainiac robots or whatever the fuck they're doing. Just my conspiracy, because their relationship is way too fucking, like Kamala got in, you know, they got the Asian hate crime bill and shit. They got everything for Asians. They throwing them money low key and shit too. Just off of when COVID hit and people were supposedly mad at Chinese people, like I didn't feel no different toward Chinese people. I didn't see Chinese people getting attacked or anything like that. But, you know, mainstream media put that out there like, yo, people attacking Chinese people. So they hurried up, got them a hate crime bill. And just for the year or so that we were locked down, they said Chinese businesses or whatever suffered a great deal. So they quietly wrote them a check for $70 billion and like gave them some other shit and shit too. So they got a lot of backdoor ass shit going on between them. The Democrats mainly, and motherfucking Chinese motherfucking people. And I think that fucking aborted baby will sell you the aborted babies for your robot research in exchange for you to have citizenship and economic standing here in America. So you can, you know, in a sense, have dual citizenship. You know what I mean? So I think it's something like that going on, bro, with that.
Well, that's exactly what's going on. When you look at the people who own companies like Planned Parenthood, when you look at the people who have stock and ownership in these companies like Ecto Life and who they support and fund, look at who are some of the top campaign funders of Kamala Harris. Huh? Got to be able to put this stuff together. It's go way deeper than illegal gangs from Venezuela coming up here fucking up our neighborhoods. It's go way deeper than that.
The Venezuelan thing is just a fucking smoke screen for the bigger shit. But I'll lend you I'll lend you what I actually think about this shit. From observation, what it's doing is pushing Americans together, right? We've never been together like this. You just said it a little while ago. We've never really been together like this in a long time. So that's actually their goal, because what are they trying to establish? One world government, right? We don't know the concept of being one, but we're being forced into the concept of being one. Get it?
Yep. It's an inverse. It's a reverse of the inverse happening. Think about the story of the Tower of Babel. Everybody spoke one language at one point in time, or no language at all.
True.
Right?
Yep.
Now, this situation happens. Break them up through language to where they can't understand and communicate each other. Now, the reverse of that inverse is happening now. Now they're getting rid of separate multiple language and conjoining back to one. No language.
Hey, you know what, dog?
Reverse of the inverse. Like I said, whatever. And I gotta say this though, real quick. I'm gonna pass it you on, Mr. O. Whatever the Most High create in beautifully harmony, unison, and equality, LSD got to come with a counterfeit for that. And that's what we're seeing happening right now. Go ahead, Mr. O.
You know what? The Most High is a great, you know what? 3 or more, 2 or more. I was literally about to just say that, but I was going to add a little bit more for my, what's in that personal.
Go ahead, bro.
So y'all remember, like, even probably like before 20 years ago, before the year 2000, let me say this. Every region of the country had its own distinct type of character, its own distinct kind of reality. You know what I'm saying? Until, I hate to say it, when rap and hip hop became one of the mainstream outlets and everything to make money and to listen to, that basically transformed America. Because you literally could go before 2000, you can go to New York. You in New York, you in the Northeast, they got their own kind of culture, they got their own type of lingo, they got their own type of style. Then you go to the West Coast where Uncle Diggity from, you go to LA, you go to Oaktown, you go to Sacramento, you go to middle California. They all got their own distinct kind of character, their own culture, their own lingo, their own style. Even in middle America, like here in the parts of the Midwest where you and I reside, or even one going to the more middle, like into Wyoming, South Dakota,
Oklahoma, Arkansas. Yeah.
They had their own culture. Hip hop and a greater part of entertainment literally gave everybody the same type of style, the same type of lingo. Look, you could literally go to New York and LA, and then everybody dress the same.
Yeah, look the same, dress the same, talk the same, rap the same. Yeah, that's a fact. And I'm glad that you brought that up, Mr. O, because it leads back to what I'm talking about. This is the mind of a machine. This is how machines think. This is how the unintelligent artificial intelligence thinks. Unison, same, mundane, copy, duplicate. No creativity at all. No individual creativity or thought or insight. I want y'all to pay attention to that. Pay attention to the game that's being dropped right now. How we're being made to be the same. And that's
even
a fact, further. That's a fact. That's a
even
fact.
Further. I blame Kanye, even though he one of my favorite rappers of all time.
Now, it's crazy he got to come up out of the side, but that's so right. Kanye is the reason, man. Listen, y'all got to understand this. In order to understand why this is why it is, y'all have to use y'all's higher thinking. Kanye is responsible. I feel like Kanye be on what he be on because he realized how he's been used, man. You know? Kanye is responsible for the reason why music sounds phonetically, sonically the way it does. Now, you could say on one hand, he's a musical genius, for the lack of a better word, for doing it. Right? But on the other end, you can also see how it's been used for very nefarious purposes. And you understand, then you can understand why Kanye operates and acts in the way he does. You know, he's real guilty for real. He feels real guilty for real, for real. That's why he don't care about dying or them killing him no more, which he publicly says out of his mouth on numerous occasions. See, when the fear of dying is removed, let me come up for y'all real quick. Right? When the fear of death and dying becomes non-existent in your reality, you don't fear death or dying, which means you probably won't experience, you won't manifest it in your life. And see, that's why they keep us perpetually just pummeled, just pummeled constantly with death, destruction, blood, guts, and gore, to keep you in a state of perpetual fear. When you get to the level of, like, let's say Kanye, where you no longer have that fear anymore, then you become dangerous. That's why they tell you crazy, and it really went no sense to just mysteriously hear about Kanye dying in a plane crash, because he don't fear death no more. So, you know, you doing that to him, he don't fear that, which he said out of his own mouth numerous times. They already took his mama. You already took my mama. What else I got to be afraid of?
Hey, you already took his wife, you know, his kids and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? This man's paying $200,000 a month in child support.
They tried to break him, still ain't able to do it. And Kanye is a representation of the duality within all of us. When I'm talking about us, I mean men, specifically black men.
That's what I was about to go to. Back in the 2000s, Kanye, and I think this is kind of hurtful, but I still love Kanye. I know what he's trying to do, and I don't know what he's trying to do at the same time. That's why I love Kanye complex ass. No homo, no diddy. But anyway, the man basically kicked off the current culture that we have right now. Kanye was the first nigga to rock a Montclair coat. Kanye was the first nigga to come out with the concept of the metrosexuality. You know what I'm saying? You could basically you could be a straight guy, but you could dress halfway gayish or some type of sassy way. What do we have now? He was a trendsetter of all trendsetters, and he hardly gets mentioned as one.
I like this. I'm telling y'all, and this is why when Kanye said what he said, he's the Leonardo da Vinci of our time. I couldn't think of a better comparison. That's exactly what Kanye is. If I compare him to anybody that so drastically had an impact on global society in the way they did, it would be Kanye West. Kanye. Yeah. Let me tell you about Kanye, right? Because they characterized Kanye in the movie. I wonder if y'all paid attention to it, right? Y'all ever seen the Hunger Games?
Oh, yeah.
Y'all know Lenny Kravitz's character, Senna? Huh?
I only know what I only seen a few parts. I haven't been really watching movies like that. Too much symbolism, too much agenda, too much wokeism and shit like that. But I will have to go ahead and watch it since you have recommended.
Right. And this is why I'm saying. This is why the former pretty boy laughing, because he already know where I'm going with this. Kanye is Senna. Go watch the Hunger Games and pay attention to what Senna's role was in the Hunger Games. Kanye is Senna. Senna is Kanye. Now think about what Kanye's been doing lately too. Y'all understand why I say that's who Kanye is, a real life Senna, just like Elon Musk is the real life Tony Stark. Right. We about to get up out of here, y'all, man. I'm trying to work towards keeping the shows under 2 hours, but when we're talking about something like this, I don't mind if it go about 15 minutes, 20 minutes more. You feel me? Because we need to listen, y'all. Coming to a city near you. You can sit up here and think it's a game if you want to. Think it's not coming to your city if you want to. Listen, when New York and Chicago and LA and wherever else is going on, when it becomes too much, they're coming to a city near you. Look at this, what's going on in your city. Look at the apartments that are being built on the outskirts of your city in the urban wildland, the wildlands or the urban interface area, where the metropolitan city area starts to meet the wildland rural area. Look at them areas out there where we consider the suburbs of our cities. Look what's happening. Look at all the construction going on in your city, downtown in the metropolitan area specifically. On the outskirts, we got huge apartment complexes being built. In the metropolitan areas, we're having high-rise skyscraper, mostly all residential. I guarantee if I was to go around and ask people in the cities where they're from, and you look at the residential construction, or you look at the construction going on in your city, especially in the downtown area, most of it is residential. 40, 50-story buildings, residential. We're watching the emergence of the mega structures. That's where you think they're going to house all these millions of people they're about to migrate from Central and South America up into America. Mr. O, man, go ahead and say your last words before we get up out of here.
Well, Verge, as the borders are, Miss Scamala Harris keeps on letting more and more illegals keep on coming to the border, even though she has said when she gets into office, she's going to find a way to seize it. I mean, I don't know why she hasn't done it already. I mean, but with this growing crisis here in America, pretty much every citizen in America must go ahead and start protecting themselves, both mentally, spiritually, as well as, most importantly, physically, against the nature of these people. Again, I have been doing a lot of research, especially about war and history and everything in between, specifically World War II, and all these Marxist, communist, Nazi, and Soviet Union soldiers that basically had fled to South America with their ideologies and gave it to these individuals, like you said, was culturally raised to be anarchists and basically take over and destroy governments, just like they former counterparts of years past. And we have to blame our own government, our own citizens at this point too, because we voted for it. We supposed to did our due diligence. We're supposed to have the patriotic American spirit. Even if you are going against the establishment and government at the same time, you have to use common sense and understand your barriers in this country. That's a shot at both the liberals and the conservatives of this country that fall for ideologies and profit and the sake of their own people. Now we all are in danger of so-called ideologies and profit. Now, everybody guard yourselves, protect your walls, protect your wives, and guard your kids, and guard your mind, and guard your lawns. Have a good day. It's Mr. O with the info. Get what you need to know. Follow my page, and I'll give you some more of that good stuff. And I'm gone. Peace.
That's a fact. You already know, bro. Y'all go tap in and subscribe to my brother, Mr. O, over there, man. You know, since he been over there dropping some content later. I see them subscriber numbers going up, so he over there working. You know what I'm talking about? You ain't going to see your numbers raise if you ain't creating content, man. I'm telling you right there, it might be a slow process, but if you think you're going to be able to post one video, 2 videos every 30, 60 days, nah, I ain't going to get it, bro. Go ahead, Uncle Diggity, man.
All right. Y'all, shit. How y'all niggas feeling, man? All right? How you feeling, Bird?
Hey, Uncle Dick, I'm glad you asked me that, man, because listen, hey, I feel great, man. I'm going to be honest with you, man. I'm getting my weight up. I'm getting my body fat down. You know what I'm saying? I'm 232 pounds, damn near a solid muscle almost. You feel me? You know what I mean? I got beautiful things going on. We about to get Art Vino popping off. About to get these wine tasting events going off. I'm doing a lot of business with local businessmen in my area, Black-owned business. We got things popping. It's beautiful, man. You know what I mean? Like I said, I know, you know, we living in beautiful yet tragic times, man. But, you know what I'm saying? I'm working, man. I'm keeping it moving. I'm saying it don't matter to me who get up in that White House. I know what's happening. I'm just preparing for what's going. I'm prepared for what's coming. It don't matter who's in that White House. And I'm feeling beautiful. I'm feeling fine. I'm feeling energized, man. I'm ready. That's how I'm feeling, brother. Thanks for asking.
Yes, sir. As you should, though, man. These times and shit, like you said, it's trying times and shit, but once the smoke clears, man, we up. Just to be short about it, once the smoke clears from all of this shit, man, we up. We getting the concept of being together as a people. Like O said, man, y'all protect yourselves out there, man. If you we don't have to go on the aggression, you know what I mean? We don't have to be the aggressor and shit. Like I always say, this shit is to be fought with our minds, with our thinking skill, and with oneness. We don't have to shed anybody's blood, but if they want to shed ours, then we have to respond. I mean, it is what it is and shit, and that's where we at. Esau has the capability to reverse hell. And how he does that is he comes before the real world government and he tells the truth. Now, that's highly unlikely of him. I mean, that's very highly unlikely of him. So we need to just prepare for whatever the fuck is going to be until this shit all the way blows the fuck over and shit. And really, that's all it is, man. I asked you how you felt because I feel the exact same way. Right. My family's in a good position. You know, my daughter's in kindergarten and shit now. Everything cool and shit. Everybody working and shit. Things are going beautifully in this trying time. Just like you said, same shit. Right. So, yeah, I mean, it's possible. Yeah, I mean, if you in the knowledge and shit, and you know what I mean, you can see it, you can kind of move, and you know what I mean. And if you asking for it, if you thinking about it, it's on your heart and shit, and you genuine, it'll come to you, man. That's really all I want to say to everybody. Whoever listens to this shit, it's attainable. Even in this trying time, people are happy. Black people are happy. Black people are doing shit and they happy. Even with the mainstream media showing us, you know, could potentially be some fake ass motherfucking break in and extort somebody, planet story type shit. Now, right. let's not go and believe them like we always do. Like they always bait us on some bullshit, because this could really be some bullshit. You know what I mean? It could really be some bullshit. So stay on your square, y'all, and you know, take care of your shit. If you have the means to get something legally, then by all means get it. You know what I mean? Something that is rapid fire. You know what I mean? Not no fucking pistol, even though, yeah, that's cool, close quarter type shit. But for this type of shit, you know, you want to back something down. So get you something, get you a nice little hammer. You know what I mean? Something that'll do the dance for your motherfucking ass when you got to use it or whatever. So there's that. And if you don't have the means, or if you cannot get one the right way, then get one the wrong way. You ain't on Front Street and shit. When it come time to have it, you'll have it. You know what I mean? As opposed to letting the fact that you couldn't get one the right way enable you or disable you from protecting yourself. You know what I mean? You gotta have your shit, man. I ain't trying to tell nobody to do wrong. I'm really just trying to tell you to protect yourself. That's it. I mean, other than that, that's it.
That's it. And that's all.
We here, man. We here. We all here together, man. Oneness, motherfucker. Wherever you at, stop fucking hating. Stop backbiting. Stop doing all of that shit, because we done did it all of this time, and look how ill prepared we are for when shit really get funky around this motherfucker. So really, just, you know, we need to just speak to each other as a people. No matter where we at, we all dealing with the same shit. We fighting the same beast. From wherever the fuck we at, we are dealing with the same fucking beast. So people need to really understand that, and let's go.
I couldn't have said it better myself, man. You feel me? And let me pull this up on the screen for y'all, because like I already tell y'all, we got to be aware of this, man. All right? All right. Violent radicalization, homegrown terrorism, ideologically based violence. Violent radicalization means the term, or should I say the term violent radicalization means the process of adopting or promoting an extremist belief system for the purpose of facilitating ideologically based violence to advance political, religious, or social change. Then we have homegrown terrorism. The term homegrown terrorism means the use, planned use, or threatened use of force or violence by a group or individual born, raised or based and operating primarily within the United States or any possession of the United States to intimidate or coerce the United States government, the civilian population of the United States, or any segment thereof in the furtherance of political or social change. And then we have ideologically based violence. The term ideologically based violence means the use, planned use, or threatened use of force or violence by a group or individual to promote the group or individual's political, religious, or social beliefs. Notice it doesn't say you have to be a United States citizen, a population of any of the property of the United States. This is anybody. Anybody and everybody in America and around the world, for that matter, can be considered spreading ideologically based violence, right?
It's the groundwork for the new set of rules they got coming in. Just should you resist what the fuck they finna try to install into everything? Yeah, should you try to resist? They already got the groundwork laid for any of it. You know what I mean? However you decide you're gonna do it, whatever type of group you're trying to be, whatever organization you're gonna try to create, they already got you checkmated right here. This is it.
And it's starting in America because in order for this to be implemented globally, it has to start in the very last sovereign power on the planet that has the ability to put up any type of fight against this. It has to happen in America. America has to go, and it's going to go. It's been designed to go from its inception. And this is why I tell y'all the importance and significance of learning, studying, reading HR 1955, Violent Radicalization and Homegrown Terrorist Prevention Act of 2007. It is vital that y'all understand this legislation and actually what it means. And this, before we get up out of here, let me go down here just to show y'all a little bit more in depth, right? Just to let y'all know that I said they got this stuff planned out, y'all, to the T. They are prepared for this stuff. The internet has aided in facilitating violent radicalization, ideologically based violence, and homegrown terrorism process in the United States by providing access to broad and constant streams of terrorist-related propaganda to the United States. So they all have deemed us enemy combatants through U.S. Patriot Act after 9/11. So all these years later, now we're considered homegrown terrorists through HR 1955. And this ain't just us. This is anybody operating within the United States, any thereof. And this is, you can best believe, countries over the world have very similar legislation. I guarantee you Russia, China has very similar legislation. So I just want to leave y'all with that, man. Right? We got another show coming up at 3 p.m. We're gonna be breaking down Trends de Aragua. This criminal organization which started in the prisons of Venezuela. Right? Where they got their tactics from. We're going to be talking about Maduro. We're going to be talking about my homeboy, rest in the essence to my homeboy, Hugo Chavez. Rest in the essence to Hugo Chavez, man. Right? And we're going to talk about that later on because he played an integral role in the forming. Not that he had anything to do with it directly as far as making it happen, but indirectly as in trying to prevent it from happening. So we're going to talk about that at 3 o'clock, man. Y'all enjoy y'all's afternoon, y'all's holiday, man. Don't do nothing, man. Relax today. At most, throw some food on the grill and chill. You know what I'm talking about? Enjoy having a day off if you work like most of us got to. You know what I'm talking about? And we're going to talk about that later on, man. But I'm going to leave y'all with this joint, man. Hey, listen, man. This thing going on is real big, man. It's bigger than any racial issue we could muster in our minds, right? And I just want, and over here at April Talk, we focus on that because I want y'all to understand that although we do have plight collectively as Black people, it is bigger than us. This thing, this global system and structure that's coming in, it ain't designed for just us. It's designed for everybody. And I want my Black people to understand that because amongst us, we got some weird complex, like all the bad things are aimed at just us and nobody else. And I want to play a part in like dispelling that sentiment from our psyche, because that is so far from the truth. Right? Y'all enjoy y'all's holiday, man. We're gonna be back. Them I ain't in this. Well, I'll take that out. I'll put it back up on the screen for y'all. Read HR 1955, y'all. Learn it, study it, download it, understand it. If you need help with it, hit me up. Y'all have to learn this legislation. Y'all have to study. This is the base structure that's going to set the precedent for these tribunals they're about to start setting up in our country, which is going to indoctrinate us, induct us into global society. We got to understand what's really going on here, y'all. Right? Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all holiday. I'll be back at 3 o'clock, man. Tap in with us, man.
D&E. Stacks with the facts. What up, Stacks? I got my man Glitch the Guarantee on the track with me. Glitch the Guarantee. Yeah. We bringing this message to you fake woke niggas. Gotta wake these niggas up, man. All y'all out there spreading them lies and falling victim to this propaganda. Niggas believe it. And Glitch, let's talk to these niggas. Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily, so I dance around them like my name was Alvin Ailey. Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily. Alarm clock to the work, time to wake them up. Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily, so I dance around them like my name was Alvin Ailey. Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily. Alarm clock to the work, time to wake them up. I gotta set the alarm, wake you up from the slumber. Wake them up, Floyd and Harry, fake woke niggas, y'all done for dumbass. I drop jewels, but people don't pay any attention. Let's see immediately, we the wake them up henchmen. A lot of times these woke niggas be really sleep. Shit, the price on a nigga's life is extra real cheap. Only the real for my niggas, we all elite. We made a living eating these rappers, nigga, bon appetit. Yeah. Pause. Me and my brethren be down for the cause. We gotta come together and tear down all these walls and illusory fault lines like racism and bring light to the woke, just like the Baptist. The congregation spoke. These niggas ain't who they claim to be. A bunch of Peter pop off niggas really be lame to me. Anytime you at war, it's gonna be casualties. The more we come together, it's easy to beat the enemies. Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily, so I dance around them like my name was Alvin Ailey. Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily. Alarm clock, wake them up, time to wake them up. Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily, so I dance around them like my name was Alvin Ailey. Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily. Alarm clock, wake them up, time to wake them up. Alarm clock to the woke, time to wake them up. The main initiative should be to get your cake up. You wave ride niggas need life jackets to stay afloat. Meanwhile, I'm blowing on gas straight from the Ivory Coast. And every post I be hitting y'all with them straight facts. The smart grid is now here. We gotta face down. While they coming with microchips and vaccinations, fake woke niggas perpetuating indoctrination. Fuck this pandemic. This was a damn gimmick. Niggas will believe that they mom died if she still living. Open your eyes, nigga. You can see the lies, nigga. See, we gotta stop letting the blind lead the blind, nigga. And that's the biggest fact, which you better tell these niggas. This Agenda 2030, it's gonna be hell, niggas. Over fuck AOC and her new Green Deal. I'm Neo in this bitch. You want they red pill.